have my good friend Gresham Barrett, who is a congressman from South Carolina, who I've known for some time, admired him for a long time. I thought I was a pretty solid conservative. I've been looking at his record, and he is as solid as they come. And now he's running for governor of South Carolina. Gresham, thank you for being with us today.
Senator, I am just tickled to death. It's great to hear your voice. We miss you and Jerry down in South Carolina, my friend.
Well, it won't be long. We'll be getting back down that way. That's God's country, and we certainly enjoyed our time down there. First of all, what's it like on the campaign trail, Gresham? Are there some things going on these days that are unusual in terms of politics?
Well, it's the same thing you're hearing, Fred. I mean, people are angry across this nation, and they just feel like there's a disconnect, especially in Washington, D.C. We thought that the Brown election in Massachusetts sent a very clear signal, at least the Republicans felt like that, but obviously the Democrats, the leadership up there, Fred, didn't quite get the message, and the people in South Carolina and I think across this nation are more concerned about the economy. They're concerned about jobs or the lack thereof, to be honest with you.
Well, you've got a serious unemployment situation there in South Carolina, don't you?
Well, 12.6% unemployment, 270,000 South Carolinians without jobs, Fred. And you know, we were looking at it as short as 10 years ago. South Carolina was beating its chest at 2.4%. Unemployment, and I'll tell you, and I know you've been there, and you can speak to this too. The answers to this nation's problems are not in Washington D.C. I think they're in our states, and I believe we can do some things in South Carolina to kind of right this country back, my friend.
Yeah, well, that's about federalism, and in order for federalism to work, you got to have strong governors.
That's right.
And I must say, having spent my time in Washington. I can understand why a man would want to go home, and I'll bet that was part of your thinking and your lovely wife's. Understand you also rolled out an immigration plan for South Carolina this morning. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
We did. I mean, in South Carolina alone, Senator, South Carolina spends about $186 million a year on illegal immigration, and we, according to the Pew Center for Research, as late as 2006, illegal immigration took 50,000 jobs away from South Carolinians. When you're talking about 270,000 people out of work, 50,000 jobs is a tremendous dent in that unemployment statistic. But what we're proposing is to expand the 287G program, and I know you're familiar with it. It's a Department of Homeland Security agreement with our state and local law enforcement officials that train them on how to enforce the immigration laws of this nation. We've got 3 counties in South Carolina. We've got Beaufort, Charleston, 2 of them on the coast, 1 of them in York County right on the North Carolina border that have been very effective using this plan. And when you're scrapping for every dollar, Senator, when you're trying to make your budget and put people back to work, it's a win-win because not only does it save money, it puts South Carolinians back to work, plus it's the right thing to do because it upholds the laws of this nation.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, again, on the unemployment issue, on the economy issue, yes, South Carolina has done very well in the international market, hasn't it? In exports and the manufacturing industry there, up until a short time ago anyway, last time I checked, had been doing better than most states in exports.
Yes,
and,
sir.
And selling their products abroad.
Well, absolutely.
Is that how is that doing?
Well, it's still doing okay. We can always do better. I mean, we've got international companies like BMW, we've got Fuji, we've got Caterpillar. We just landed in the Low Country in Charleston, which I know you're very familiar of, the Boeing company, who's going to build the Dreamliner down there. So we're continuing to increase with things like that. But you know as well as I do, 87% of the businesses across this nation are mom and pops. Yeah. You know, Natalie and I had a small mom and pop furniture store. It was me, my wife, and 2 delivery boys, where I was the chief floor sweeper, the chief bathroom cleaner.
Heck, man, you're the wealthy. You're going to get your taxes raised, my man. You just exposed yourself. You're part of the wealthy gentry.
It's amazing because the mindset in Washington is totally different, and that's what we're trying to do here in South Carolina. We put out a jobs plan, Senator, about a month ago, putting South Carolina back to work, which talks about empowering people, not government, to turn this economy around.
Well, you remind us, you and people like you remind us that there's still, thank goodness, awfully good people out there willing to serve the public the way that it was supposed to be, the way our founding fathers envisioned it. And you did a great job up here, but what a wonderful opportunity you'll have in South Carolina, becoming governor there and having things settle down and letting the people there do what they do best, and that is raise their kids and have a good prosperous life. So all the luck to you. I'll be seeing you before long.
Sounds good, Senator, and please give all my love to Jerry.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for being with us today.